G'day everybody, welcome back to Dune Awakening, where we have just completed our build for the Ornithopter, or Carrier Ornithopter, and the Sandcrawler. Now, am I satisfied with the resulting build that we have? I think, now that I've sort of had a little bit of time to think about it, short answer might be no. And I feel like there's definitely room for a little bit more improvement here, and I was mulling over how much space we actually have. This thing is bloody loud, isn't it? But if we sort of just take a look at this space, I am feeling like the ceiling is just simply a little bit too low for the Carrier Ornithopter especially. So I'm thinking perhaps maybe we do need to just give the structure a little bit more depth, and that way we won't really be squeezing this thing in so much as what we are currently doing. At least we can get the bloody thing in, which is, you know, it's functional, but I think we're still going to need to do a little bit of work. Now, having said that though, I think that it's not going to be too much more work, simply because I do have the design of the structure already sorted. I just need to add an additional floor, or maybe even half floor. And to do that, I think I'm going to actually create some depth below us. So I'm going to maintain the, the height of the structure. But considering how much space we've got down, let me show you guys, down this way, I think there's some space to work with. So if we sort of think about the main structure and then sort of coming down this way, I think we can maybe unlock a little bit more if we just simply created a little space down below and actually, you know, create additional space for the ceiling that way. It does mean that I'm going to have to break down the entire Ornithopter again and tuck it away, and then we're going to have to sort of do quite a bit of work down here. And because of stability issues, we may not be able to keep the roof intact, so we might have to rebuild the majority of this structure, but that's okay. I don't think it's going to take too long. Are we doing it this episode though? Probably not. We've spent like the last 2 or 3 episodes dealing with building this place, and I feel like I need a bit of a break from building, just as a bit of a palate cleanser, and probably you guys might feel the same as well. It's probably time for us to do stuff with our quests rather than sort of continuing on with more building, which yeah, I totally agree with. So let us do that. The quest that we are going to look into is the Bene Gesserit quest. I think this is the end of the line for the advanced trainer, so once we're able to complete this, I think we would have the entire skill tree unlocked. So there's a few things we need to do for the rogue Bene Gesserit. So firstly, we do need to practice using the voice to compel, and then we also need to recite the litany against fear. But I don't think we can do this all at once, so we need to do compel first. And in order to assist with this, I'm thinking we probably want to fight some enemies. Well, we might actually need some enemies in the first place. So, yeah, maybe we can do, you know, well, 2 birds with 1 stone, as they say, by maybe visiting some enemy strongholds. And perhaps maybe we only have the 1 enemy stronghold remaining, which is out here in the Al-Shaq area. So let's head out there and let's see what kind of damage we can do using the voice to compel. Alright, we have arrived at... Well, I guess this is not exactly the place. We could have a look around this crashed ship. Have we been here before? I'm pretty sure we have. It's the Tisiphone. But right next to it is the Darkwood Depot, which, I mean, I'm kind of surprised that we haven't exactly hit the Darkwood Depot in the process of, you know, visiting the wreck of the Tisiphone, but that's okay. We are about to check out this place right now, so I suppose maybe the entranceway is over here. So let's park this thing. And yeah, let's have a play around with this skill. So I'm not entirely sure how to use it. So this is going to be a bit of a test and learn. Oh god. Didn't even see that mine. Just jump over. So I don't know how close we need to be to enemies to be able to use this skill. Let's put our shields on, that might help.
Reveal yourself.
Okay, so it simply staggers enemies, I think. That is a very long cooldown time though, 20 seconds, that's pretty brutal. I don't know how I feel about that. I suppose it can be quite strong though, if you spammed it, right? So I can understand why you wouldn't want to be able to let people spam it. And I'm getting pummeled by a lot of different people here. Let's parry. Okay, so let's do the voice to compel again. Okay, so that didn't quite stagger them. So I'm not entirely sure when it will actually stagger people, or if perhaps maybe I just got lucky and that particular target was staggered, but perhaps maybe they don't normally stagger. I'm not entirely sure, but yes, we are looking for intel here as well, right? Because we haven't been here before.
Let's get the bastard.
Okay, so perhaps maybe it's not exactly a stagger that happens. It's more like, you know, they move forward, but then they sort of stop and sort of become dazed a little bit. I think that's how it works. Anyway, I think we managed to get what we need there from Compel. So I should move on to the next thing, which is to recite the Litany Against Fear. Do that. Just want to pick up some fuel. If I do see some fuel, that'll be kind of useful. And yeah, I'm finding that I'm low on fuel cells constantly because I'm making like the spice infused fuel cells quite a bit these days. So this will be good to replenish that. And also, I mean, obviously all of the lubricant still needs fuel cells as well. Grab all of this. Let's do... There we go. So I guess it's like damage mitigation or something. Or stagger mitigation. Let me just have a quick look at what it does again. Litany Against Fear. Abilities must be equipped. Yes, reciting this litany aloud will instantly hearten any allies nearby, as well as provide you with the strength to push through almost any attacks. You and your allies will have boosted damage mitigation and stagger resistance. Yeah, okay, so it's generally better, I don't want to say better defense, but better stagger mitigation and better damage mitigation as well, so. And perhaps maybe, like if you know that you're fighting enemies that would stagger you quite a bit, you would, you know, pop this on before you even start your attack, maybe. Alright, so that's the band that we need. I need to do the litany against fear a few more times though. Take all of that and all of this. And I'm just looking at our inventory though. Don't seem to have much more space. I guess it's all those fuel cells that we've been taking, so... Alright, I think we're done here, so let's leave. And I'm thinking maybe we'll want to hit up a few other spots that we haven't exactly been to. So I know I've been focusing quite a bit on just the various strongholds, but there are like various caves and whatnot which I haven't exactly been to, and also just simply these camps. So we could hit up a few of those. There's one nearby right here, a deserter camp. So let's go there, and I think that contributes to XP gain and all that sort of stuff, right? So it might not be the most exciting thing. Hang on, are we in the right spot? Oh, this deserter camp might actually be underneath us, which is kind of interesting. I am still getting staggered though. What is going on? Why are there so many enemies here? Alright. That was a bit of craziness. Oh, okay. Craziness continues. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is just stash away the ornithopter, and I think we should investigate this deserter camp. I don't know how to find it exactly. Oh, maybe through here? So going down this way takes us to the testing station. But what I would like is to be able to get a marker for this camp. I'm not entirely sure why it's not appearing though. Yeah, I've definitely been here before. Maybe this is the camp. I think so. Yeah, not sure how I feel about a lot of these, like, Bene Gesserit skills. Definitely missing my Shiga wire, that's for sure. Okay, did we hit the camp? Yes, we did. Okay, fantastic. Now, we just need to be able to climb our way back out, which it is a little bit of a shame here because if we had the Shiga wire, we would have been able to climb out of this place pretty quickly. It's alright. Nothing a bit of mountain climbing won't fix. Oh, okay. There's another deserter camp here. Was not expecting that. Yeah, some of these things only appear once you get close to them, right? So, look at that. Nice hidden chest there. Okay. Got a couple of masquerade out here. Was not expecting that. Okay, there's a bit of a glitch going on there, I think. Let's grab all of that, and... interesting chest. Glutton's Drinker. Yeah, I'll leave the rest. Alright. Well, I was just looking for a way out, but that was an interesting find. Yeah, and I'm sure there are more of these camps dotted around everywhere, which, you know, if we really wanted to, we could sort of try to look for all of them, but I'm not going to really worry too much about it. Actually, I think maybe there's a way you can check on completion of like the different parts of the map, right? So the Al-Shaq area, for instance, we've only found 4 out of 53 camps. So that's quite a lot. We haven't been to any of the caves, whereas the Haga Rift area, yeah, we've been to quite a few places, but we're still missing quite a few of those camps. Yeah, so if you really wanted to, you could try to go for all of them. I wonder if we scanned the area, whether or not we would reveal all of the deserter camps. I feel like I've scanned every single area, unless I've missed the Al-Shaq area. I can't recall whether or not I've actually done a proper scan. Let me have something to drink. Get our stamina to full. Okay, good. We are out.
I see someone.
Oh, God. These guys have already respawned. Either that, or I simply missed one guy. Okay, brilliant. So, now all we need to do is to find someone connected to the mysterious message. So, yeah, I'm not entirely sure what to do there, but I'm going to perhaps maybe just research how to do that, because I can't be bothered sort of just like trying to figure that out myself. I am going to just simply go home and drop a whole bunch of stuff, and then we sort of move on from there. Okay guys, so back in Harko Village, apparently the person connected to this mysterious message is here. So we are getting a quest marker, so that's a good sign. So let's see if we can find this person. Off in that direction somewhere. Let me just have a look at the map. Oh, right, so the Imperial Consulate. Let's see if we can get there. Not through here. Through here, I think. Oh, okay. Yes, they're a fellow Bene Gesserit, I guess.
Your face is known to me. Why do you meddle in my affairs?
Why do you seek Jocasta Cleo?
Why do I seek whom? I have never heard that name before, nor do I seek whoever they are.
I find it difficult to believe the name of any Bene Gesserit apostate is unfamiliar to you.
And I find it difficult to believe you are familiar with the word apostate. What misguided fool wasted such illumination on the likes of you? Your impertinence would be offensive if it weren't so amusing. I hunt a renegade of my order called Tessia Vernius. She was smuggled here in a shipping container, secreted within the hold of an Ixian freighter. We would have had her when she landed, but the Hephaestus was shot down over the Badlands.
So you have no interest in Jocasta Cleo?
Should I have interest in this person? I have already said that the name is unfamiliar to me.
No. Okay. I apologize for the misunderstanding.
Withdraw from my presence. That is apology enough.
Fair. Okay, so maybe all this hoo-ha about Jocasta being hunted by this syndicate is actually all a misunderstanding. Like a really big and deadly misunderstanding, that is. Because if they're not hunting her, then she's free to go about her business, right? So, I mean, in theory, that would be the case. I mean, she's literally just here. Like, you could have just cleared up the misunderstanding yourself.
You're back.
I investigated the contract, and I learnt that the rogue sister sought by your order is actually not you.
Who is it then? If it isn't Sister Mesa or myself?
A sister called Tessia Vernius.
How did you come by this information? Who set the contract?
Margot Fenring initiated the contract. She claimed not to know you, but I'm not so sure. Actually, Margot Fenring? I wonder if she's related to Count Fenring.
She knows me. She also knows how to lie like a nightingale can sing. We all do.
So you'll have to use extra caution. She knows you're here now.
Tessia Vernius is much bigger game. If she's on a racket, I have a bit of extra maneuvering room, but only a bit. Now that Lady Fenring knows I'm here, it'll only be a matter of time until she turns her attention to me.
I'm sorry I had to name you. There was no other way.
That is a relief. Let us conclude your training and then you can go. I have many new things to puzzle over.
Alright, let's do this. So, I just need to speak to her again, right?
You have come a long way, Adept. You are quite unlike any other I have encountered on this accursed world. You are both competent and deliberate, a rare combination outside the Sisterhood.
Thank you, sister.
There is something about you, Adept. I sensed it from the first. I know not what part you have to play in this grand drama, but it will be an important one.
Can you finally tell me why you were exiled?
I cannot tell you without breaking my oath to protect the Sisterhood's greatest secret.
And while I have every reason to hate them for their willful ignorance, I will not cross that line. What I can tell you is that, like all those who seek to hold the reins of power, the Bene Gesserit are obsessed with controlling the future. And while I share their vision for the future, I believe they are on the wrong path to that future. I believe the true path leads right here to Arrakis.
Will you have more academic research for me?
Indeed I will, Adept. My work here is not yet done. Allow me time to consider all we have learned and decide my next steps. I will undoubtedly have more intrigue for you to get caught up in.
Perhaps maybe more side quests, or maybe even like DLC, or well, not DLC, but like expansions to the world or something like that. Maybe. Can I ask you a question about Fremen lore?
Do you actually have a question about Fremen lore?
Have you ever heard of an old Fremen prophecy about twin comets in the sky?
The Al-Shahid Akadib. Where did you hear of that?
I cannot say without betraying a confidence, but it was suggested that the appearance of my ship crashing resembled that prophecy.
Very well. I'll tell you what I know. In my research of Proto-Fremen religion, I discovered the notes of an Enhedwana, a sort of pre-Fremen hybrid of a Sayadina and soothsayer. Her dreams had an uncanny knack of coming true, and one of her dreams described a twin-tailed comet falling from the sky. A great chariot of fire carrying the Al-Shahid Akadib, a great prophet born to expose the falsehoods that blind us all, the seer of lies.
There was no comet, sister. Just the burning wreck of an Imperial prison transport flaming across the sky after it was shot down.
Prophecies are never literal, Adept. You must probe deeper if you are to get at the truth.
Thank you, sister. There we go. So the rogue Bene Gesserit complete.
You've come a long way, Adept. You are
let's
both
just...
competent and... There is something about you, Adept. I know not what part you have to play in this grand drama, but it will be an important
Yeah, we
one.
may as well like go through this last thing as well. What about Margot Fenring? She knows you're here now.
Margot Fenring is an influential sister and must not be underestimated. I suspect the War of Assassins and her husband's adjudication of it keep her busy.
I knew it.
But time will come when she turns her attention to me, and I must be ready. Thank you, Adept.
Alright, cool. So we got a lot of stuff there. Like Bene Gesserit customizations and stuff like that as well. Let me just have a quick look here. Light armor, heavy armor, social. Yeah, here. So we've got the Bene Gesserit, like, style, I suppose. Swordmaster boots. Yeah, interesting. I failed to look at all of this stuff, but... like, we could wear, like, Swordmaster gear, even, if we wanted to. Do we have any interesting still suit variants? I don't think we do. I suppose maybe I do need to complete a few more quests to unlock some of these variants. But let me go back to the light armor. I just want to take a look at what we have here. So the Mentat gear. And there's the the Ginaz variant. Yeah, I unlocked that a while ago. Deserter chest piece. Didn't we have the Swordmaster stuff? Bene Gesserit vestments. Swordmaster boots. Swordmaster trousers. I guess I can't really preview it because of the still suit, but there doesn't seem to be a Swordmaster chest piece though, for whatever reason. Am I looking at things wrong, or? Yeah, anyway. Kind of interesting. Right, I think it's time to go back to the Haga Basin, and we'll figure out what to do next from there. Okay, it's good to be back home. Now, one thing that I want to do in this episode is to see if we can't test out the other space that we've created, which is for the sandcrawler itself, right? So I haven't exactly put a pentashield on, but perhaps maybe I don't want to do that just yet, since you know, we're going to have to do a little bit of rebuilding around here anyway, so but we could use this opportunity to just quickly test out whether or not we've got the right space set up for the sandcrawler. And I have been, you know, busy trying to get all of the ingredients required for the sandcrawler, and I think I have all of the pieces, so we may as well give this a try. It could be pretty heavy here. Let me just see if I can carry everything. Yeah, I can. So that's looking good. I think we do have the chassis tucked away in our storage over here. And yeah, I mean, I guess you guys have been watching the last few episodes. Well, if you haven't, I did build some more storage here just to keep vehicle parts tucked away, just in case I needed to, you know, put away vehicles or vehicle parts, which it turns out I do have a need to do, because I keep needing to test whether or not some vehicles fit in these spaces. There's a few other bits and pieces that I actually haven't shown you guys in terms of the base, which I should actually get to. But yeah, let's come back to that. I'll just quickly have a play around with constructing a sandcrawler and seeing how we go. So let's see. Alright, so first things first is the chassis needs to go there, and then yeah, we should be able to assemble. Okay, I need more, like, treads. I didn't realize that you needed 2 treads. Well, you know what? I should have guessed that. I've come to know that this game likes to make you sort of craft different sort of pieces, or certain pieces, multiple times to build vehicles in particular, with like wings and treads and all that sort of stuff. So let me. Yeah, let's just craft this. That, I mean, look, it shouldn't take too long. But I guess while we're waiting, I may as well show you guys just the additions that I've made to the base, which I haven't exactly shown you guys, but it's nothing huge really, but it has helped me quite a bit with crafting materials and all that sort of stuff. But these 2 here, so these are, I think these are larger cisterns, right? So let me just have a look. So water, yeah, They're the large water cisterns. I was expecting these things to be a lot bigger, to be honest, but they're not that big at all. So I decided to get like a couple of these, and that's really helped out because, you know, oftentimes I'm not playing the game, but, you know, we might want to actually bank up some water for a really big batch of crafting or, you know, spice production. And those two cisterns have really helped in that regard because I don't have to keep going out during dew harvesting time to just keep harvesting dew constantly, which is something that I was doing quite a bit of, and yeah, I'm glad that I don't have to do that anymore, so it's been a huge help. Anyway, back to it. Just get our next piece in. Cabin, PSU, and yeah, there we go. So actually, come to think of it, the only thing missing at the moment is the thing that actually holds the spice. I forget what you call it. I'm just gonna quickly duck back to the garage, see if I've actually got enough to craft it, but if not, then we're gonna have to come back to it. But we can definitely confirm that the thing definitely has enough space in there. Yeah, the centrifuge. Okay, so I need 30 plasteel composite armor plating. That's a lot. Do I have... No, the Atreides have lost for once. Okay. Well, I was thinking perhaps maybe we could just simply buy a centrifuge if we have the rights to a vehicle vendor, but we don't. So let's craft the necessary components. I hope I have what it takes. We need 30 of those things, right? So let's take a look. There. No, I don't. Okay. And we're out of plasteel plates. Well, that is definitely a concern. I know what I'm doing between episodes, so I'll need to go out to the deep desert and do a bit of a farm of plasteel. That can be a bit challenging, to be fair. I suppose I do know what to do. It's just time consuming. All good. We'll get there. We'll get there. Alright, so with things tested, I think we should pivot once more to questing. Let's go to Arakeen, and it's time to give Ari the bad news about Zantara. Righto, guys, back at the Seleucid Bull. So Ariste should be sitting in the same spot that she was, well, the last time we spoke to her in the Seleucid. That was when Zantara was still with us as well. So hopefully, yeah, there she is. So let's have a chat. Oh, hang on, sorry. Wrong person. This one.
Finally. You have no idea how frustrating it's been. Trying to find a moment to get away from my insufferable mother and... I'm sorry. You've just gotten here and I'm already venting at you. Bene Gesserit poise be damned. I'm just glad to see a friendly face. Now, tell me what happened in Old Carthag.
I have to talk to you about Zantara.
Shh. I should have warned you. Father has tightened up security since our mutual friend was spotted here last. Don't mention him. Don't say his name. Either of them. Thufir Hawat has eyes and ears everywhere.
Doesn't that mean they're listening to us right now?
Almost certainly. Thufir Hawat even has men who can read lips in case of a cone of silence. But don't worry. Thufir has certainly judged you to not be a threat. Else you wouldn't be talking to me at all. Now, tell me about Old Carthag. What did you find there?
Damn, I do really want to tell her about Zantara, though. Let's describe the Bennett Lilacs lab.
The Bennett Lilacs? But what could they possibly want here? And why this obsession with finding the Fremen? And that recording we decoded, the sleeper. Why would the Bennett Lilacs send you after him?
Maybe the sleeper escaped the Bennett Lilacs. He seems to be searching like us.
And in return, they sent you after him. That might be the case, but it doesn't help much, does it? We still haven't found the Fremen, and we don't know where the sleeper went.
The recording we found mentioned a particular Fremen. Could it be this Stilgar?
Stilgar was a leader among the Fremen. Duncan Idaho made diplomatic contact with him before we came to Arrakis. I remember that meeting. I thought Gurney was going to start a war when Stilgar spat at my father. It's a sign of respect amongst the Fremen. Duncan had to explain it, but Stilgar... a hard man. As hard as this planet. He disappeared with the rest of the Fremen. If he is alive, I wouldn't even know where to start.
It doesn't bother you that I am a Gola?
I've always felt there was something special about you. But what about you? Does it bother you?
It bothers me to think I am wearing someone else's skin. How much of what I do is me and what is them?
I understand. It isn't so very different to me. How much of what I do is my mother and her training. I could have ended this war. The reality is that I am in no position to judge anybody. Do you remember the last time we met here? And I saw somebody at the bar? His name is Fade Rotha, the Nah Baron of House Harkonnen. My betrothed. All I have to do is accept it. Marry the dashing nobleman. And all of this strife can end. My mother wants it. My father, well, he will accept it. But I can't. I can't bring myself to do it. And it isn't because of Fade Rotha at all. He's actually very charming, in spite of what he did to that bull. It's because I want to choose. So believe me when I say that I would never judge you because of who or what you were. I could end this war tomorrow, and I won't do it. That's who I am. And perhaps there is a way to figure out who you were. I have an idea, but no, it's probably too dangerous.
Interesting. Some would call her maybe, selfish, but I kind of agree with her stance there. I'd like to find out.
You don't know what you're signing up for. That would mean going up against my Mother.
Is she worse than a cannibal or a face dancer?
So much worse. With luck, she'll never know. If I can sneak you into the archives beneath the residency, we can search for your bloodline.
That sounds vague. Search how?
That's not to give too many details. We're being watched, remember? Bring this token to Liane. She's one of the guards on the barricade outside the residency. She'll bring you inside, and I'll find you there.
I'll bring your token to Liane. I keep thinking, what about Zantara though? We haven't told her anything about Zantara. Present Arist's token at the Western Palace barricade. Follow Arist to the archives. Okay. Let me just take a look at all of the stuff that we've got, because we've just got so much stuff on us. Ixion decoder, Zantara's signet ring. Like, are we ever gonna let go of any of this stuff? The token, yep. Maybe it's just a keepsake. Surely this is not a keepsake though, this Ixion decoder. Where did I get this from? Maybe I picked it up somewhere. Probably don't need that, to be honest, but that's okay, I'll carry it for the time being. Right, so I guess the residence is in this area, right? Okay. Just going to see if I can drop off some cash. Just that I don't have to carry it with me.
Welcome. Would you like to how much Stellaris would...
Alright, cool. So, do I really want to go through and start like a quest that I can't sort of back out from right now? Probably not. So, I'm headed back to the Haga Basin, and then we can probably do that part of the quest either in the next episode or in a future episode. Alright, we are back again. And my engine has started letting out some smoke here, and yeah, this is becoming a bit of a constant reoccurrence, which is a bit frustrating. I might actually address this, because so I could repair it, but I think we're getting very, very close to needing to replace this thing. Perhaps maybe it's time for us to just simply detach it, and then I can replace it with... I think we've got another one already lined up, so let me just see if I can fetch another one. There's a reason why I keep a whole bunch of this stuff in here. So it's for the Scout Ornithopter. Yeah, here's the engine. This one looks a bit better, although they're all pretty similar in terms of durability. Let's just sort things alphabetically. Yeah, this one looks like the best one, I think. So I'll pop that in and repair it, obviously. Yeah, we should be able to get that in. There we go, and then just quickly repair that. Perfect. And, well, with the one that isn't looking so good right now, may as well just recycle that. Since I've got another spare anyway. So that should prevent me from having to keep going out and repairing this stuff constantly. Now, what should we do? I think we should continue with some smaller side quests. So there's hitting the hit squad in Central Udom. I think that should be something easy enough to sink our teeth into, especially with these weird skills that we have from the Bene Gesserit. Right, we have arrived. I see some stuff down there. Let's just quickly get out and let's figure out what we need to do. Apparently we need to scan a location in Central Udom, so I think we do have our scanner on us. Our vehicle inventory is not empty. What? Let me just take a look. Oh, I forgot about the sandcrawler vacuum. Alright, we'll do that at the very end. That's fine. It's not weighing us down too much, I don't think. We'll still be able to pick stuff up. Pop that on, and let's get the scanner in, actually. I think that blue thing is what we might need to scan? Or is that something else completely? Okay, I really don't like that skill, actually. It doesn't seem to be very useful. Especially since it takes a long time to actually manage to get the skill off. Very nice. Okay. Yeah, what do we have going on here? I think this is just a marker for where to scan. There we go. So, what is going on here? Scan the location outside Worm Site Spire. Off in that direction. 500 meters or so. Oh, okay. I'm not alone. And yeah, I think I was sort of looking through like different builds and stuff. A lot of people don't really recommend using the longsword because there's a bit more of a wind up and all that sort of stuff. I don't know, I just kind of like the look of the longsword. But a lot of people recommend using the dagger or the rapier a lot more because you can get a lot of your attacks off a lot faster. I guess I'm just bucking the trend, you know? Just want to do something different. We might not be the most optimized, but I think we'll look cooler. And that's the most important thing. Alright, so roughly in this area somewhere. Down below. I don't see any enemies down there, so let's quickly park this. Scan this. And where else do we need to go? Takwa's Watch. Takwa's Watch. That way, about 100 meters. We still haven't been taken to a lot of these other places that we haven't been to, right? So I could perhaps maybe spend an episode just checking out these two locations. I do see some tents in front of me. Maybe this is Takwa's Watch. Perhaps maybe it's even in this cave system, in this mountain. So let's tuck that away.
I see someone.
Yeah, you never know. We might need some of this stuff. One thing that I've been struggling with, guys, is obviously I did talk to you guys about that plan to try and get some pieces of armor by doing various tasks. And a lot of that stuff is getting very, very difficult to do, or I was not expecting it to be easy, but I suppose I haven't exactly been collecting all of the materials needed for certain deliveries and all that sort of stuff more consistently, so it's becoming a little bit more of a challenge. I'd much prefer being able to just simply kill a whole bunch of certain types of enemies to be able to, you know, achieve what I wanted to achieve, but let's heal up a little bit. That was a bit dicey. Oh man. Yeah, okay, there's also a distance issue with that skill. Where am I getting shot from? There's probably another sniper somewhere here. Up there. Okay. More looting. Definitely need those bandages. Did see a chest just over there. Oh, okay, look at that. Cheeky entranceway into the base. Okay, we're obviously looking for some kind of a band somewhere. Question is where? Huh. So that's sealed. Did we not see a band up top over there, or... Actually, I'm completely missing this room. There we go. I suppose I should be taking some of these armor platings, because I do need to use a few of them to make the plasteel versions. Almost missed this side as well. Okay, let's try and get through. So there was this room in front of us, but then there's more rooms above us, right? So... Ooh, what do we have here? I guess this is what we're looking for?
I see someone.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
Who's there?
Man. Ambushed. I should have known. Let us make use of all of our skills. Okay, goodness me. That was a little bit dicey, but nothing we couldn't handle, obviously. Perhaps maybe I didn't even need to stay in this room. I could have maybe backed out. I'm just so used to certain areas locking you in before you can proceed. Ooh, what do we have here?
O Shai Hulud, great Father Eternity, awake and arise to punish the wicked. Spare not those who revel in iniquities. The righteous will rejoice as they witness your vengeance. Their hands will be washed in the water of the wicked, spilled forth in your holy name.
All right. Any more masquerades? Doesn't look like it. And all we need to do now is contact the issuer. I think this is the only other opening, isn't it? Or was there another room somewhere? Yeah, I think that was it, to be honest. Just double check this side. Yeah, there's nothing here. Alright, let's quickly contact the issuer. And done and dusted. So, dangerous dealings continues, making a martyr. Search the Imperial Testing Station number 71 and eliminate the Masquerade Assassin. Interesting. 71, where is that? Okay, it's not so far from us, but I don't think we're really going to fit that in this episode, though. We might actually reserve that for either the next episode or perhaps maybe, again, a future episode. Heading back, and I do want to just quickly attach the front of the sandcrawler, the vacuum. I think that's what it's called. Let's just take a quick look. Yes. And yeah, just want to make sure that it actually fits in the space, you know, with the entire thing. Well, I mean, I don't have the centrifuge, but assuming the centrifuge sits on the top, we shouldn't really have too much of an issue. But the vacuum does add a little bit of length to the vehicle, right? So just want to make sure that we can fit the length. I'm pretty sure we can, though. Okay. Last test for the day. Boom. Alright, looking good. We do need to craft some fuel for this thing, but I mean, I'm gonna be disassembling both vehicles anyway very, very soon, so yeah, I'm not gonna stress about like refueling this. We might actually waste some fuel in the carrier ornithopter when we disassemble it, but that's okay. It has to be done. Righto guys, I think this is an appropriate place for us to call it an episode while we admire the beauty of Arrakis, to be honest. I mean, I really do love the lights that you can see at night. I don't know if it happens every single night, actually. I don't often pay attention to it. Anyway guys, I am blabbering on, I feel. Hope you're enjoying things. Definitely leave a like if you are. Stay true, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.